and welcome to our second episode of Atlantic County Stories and Lore. Today I'm feeling super lucky here in Atlantic City at the Anchor Rock Club, where I'm interviewing a young lady who lives in town, does so much for the arts community, and just absolutely loves to put on a good show and a good time. May I welcome to my show, Miss Tina Notaro.
Yay! Hi, Jenny. Thank you so much for having me
You're
on.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yay.
Yes, thank you for coming and thank you for getting us in here. I mean, man, I love this place so much. I have so many good memories in here. I know you do too.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like a lot of people do. The good times are baked into the walls here, so
Yes.
it felt like the perfect place to do this interview.
Yes, love it so much. I'm thrilled to be here. I wore my Atlantic City shirt too.
Yes.
Getting the vibes. Anyway, all right, so let's get down to it because we got a lot of ground to cover here.
Wow.
Because she's just a very interesting person, and I can't wait to tell you all this good stuff, what she does. Well, she's going to tell you really, but you know. Anyway, so I know that you didn't, you weren't born here. You kind of like lived away a little bit and then got here. How did you wind up in Atlantic City?
Well, Jenny, originally my family's from the Levittown, Pennsylvania area. I was homeschooled for the first 3 or 4 years of that school age era of my life, which I feel like helped with my nice positive disposition that I have. And then right around when I was 9, we moved down here, my family, my parents, my siblings, and you know, my dad would bring us to the beach a lot here in Atlantic City. We'd come to see Miss America, we'd come for the concerts, and then as I, you know, became a young adult, I would spend a lot of time at the Boneyard, and ended up going to Stockton, you know, for college. Well, actually, ACCC, then Stockton, slowly, you know, the 5-year plan. You know, and found myself working in Trenton after I graduated because I majored in environmental science, so I was able to use that to get a really good job up there, working in communications, doing social media, press releases, stuff for a government agency, a state agency up there. Great experience, but I was missing home so much, and so after the 2 or 3 years I was there, I moved back down to Atlantic City, and we'll take it a few steps backwards because it was actually while I was at Stockton that I picked up juggling, which is how we met.
Yes, that is how we met. I forgot to tell that background story though real quick.
Yeah, Jenny and I met while I was gigging as like juggling, hula hoop, performance artist, and that's a skill I picked up while I was at Stockton. I met someone who was a juggler in Philadelphia. There's an amazing circus arts community in Philly. Not, you know, there's not so much of that down here, but that's where I learned about performing, about picking up these types of gigs and these different circus skills. So I was able to use that while I was at Stockton to make a little extra money. And it would be at places like Beret that would hire me. Or I think, you know, if it was a 420 thing, it must have involved Stephen Weiss.
Yes, it was Stephen Weiss.
So,
yes,
but Beret would do a Mardi Gras event every year, and they would bring me in. Still, occasionally I do those types of gigs, like the Lighthouse here hires me once a year for their Lighthouse Day. But I used to do a lot of that before. Now I'm working more full time. But it was always a lot of fun and special, and you know, it's definitely a really unique way to make money.
I gotta say too, like her outfits are just awesome. If you've ever seen her in her theatrical getup, it's like she becomes this completely different person. And her energy is just infectious.
Aww.
And I just say that it's really, really true. Like
Wow.
even just sitting here talking to you, whether you're, you know, doing your things with the juggling and all of that, or you're here and you're putting on a night market show, whatever it is that you're doing, it's like her energy is just so infectious. So if you know Tina, you know that to be 110% true.
Wow.
So yes, so that's why I was like, I have to interview her because she's just a bubble of awesome energy. So okay, so you got that, and then you moved to Atlantic City, like from were you living when you were doing the BPU?
Yep.
And yeah, your job after Stockton, you moved away, right?
As far as it was Trenton. That
It
was
was
as far as I
Trenton,
got was Trenton. But it was a cool experience. I was like right on the river line. I spent a lot of time actually like I ran a comedy open mic scene
Oh,
up there in
nice.
Medford, so I met a lot of like cool people. It was like a neat little moment. But then, like I said, I was missing here so much. Actually, one of the first things I did back in Atlantic City was a birthday party fundraiser apparet, and I brought down some of the comedians that I had met there and some of my friends down here, and we did like music, art, comedy, fundraiser for the Arts Foundation all that long time ago. It was like 2015.
Wow.
So that was apparet, and yeah, I invited like my friends and family, and that was kind of maybe the official first event that I put on in the city, I feel like. So it's funny because then it brings us full circle. Now, 10 years later, I'm working with the Arts Foundation. So in between that time, that was between being a juggler, performance artist, another organization that I would work with a lot is the Atlantic City Arts Foundation. So it'd bring me in for some of their events. I'd participate in 48 blocks. There was a lot of different ways I've worked with them over the years, and now finally kind of like paying it back and serving that community of artists by contributing my time, my full-time hours.
Yes, all of her hours are dedicated to bringing arts to Atlantic City. So I gotta say, I truly admire what you do in all aspects. I really do. And can you tell us a little bit about what you do for the Arts Foundation, and then what you also do in this amazing, actually very historic space, which we're gonna get her to tell us some of the history about this building too, because I'm a local history junkie, so we have to get to that part too.
Oh, wow.
But first, let's talk about what you do for the Arts Foundation, because man, this is some cool stuff.
I'm lucky enough to work with the Arts Foundation in the role of program manager. So this is a nonprofit community arts, public arts organization that was established in 2015, and they're most known for 105 murals that are here in Atlantic City. So through the 48 Blocks program, which is a public art, murals, sculpture in some cases. They've also produced the 48 Blocks Festival. In years past, it was never identified as a festival, but since I got there last year, and of all the times I participated, like you gotta call it what it is. And like, this is a festival, and now people can really understand what to expect at that event. But we also do Arteriors, which is the transformation and takeover of a vacant commercial space for a limited amount of time, just about a month, where previously we'd been in the Taffy Factory here, the James Taffy Factory on the boardwalk.
I saw that one.
A group of 10 to 20 artists are usually selected to basically go wild and use any materials available to create immersive installations within the space that are then available for people to explore and view for just about a month. And then it gets taken down, and the building is transformed or renovated or redeveloped into ultimately what it will become next. So that Arterios is a very cool program. We have 48 Blocks, and then we also, in the past, have done a lot with Chalk, the Chalk About program. I mean, it's a very cool gig, and a lot of the skills and experience that got me this is really working with artists, working with vendors, managing lots of projects, because that's my role, is to coordinate between everybody that's involved, whether they're stakeholders, funders, artists, site control. These are all people that are involved in getting one particular thing done, and my role is to juggle all of the details and the logistics that have to happen for things to get done and to make it happen.
Yes.
So I was able to kind of spend the last 5 years being in Atlantic City working on like a passion project, getting those exact skills, putting on different events, especially here at Anchor Rock Club.
Yes. All right. Yeah. So what goes on here? I mean, and not for nothing, but you guys really got to check out the architecture and just the little fine detail. But yeah. So what do you do here actually at the Anchor Rock Club? How did this come into play?
Anchor Rock Club and I are in a relationship.
I love this for her. And I love this for all of us, honestly.
I work with Greg a lot here. We produce some events. When I say we, I'm mostly talking about Nootrope, which is like a loose organization of people who were involved with Beach Rave, they're involved with Night Market, really talented, cool folks that are either DJs, artists, production, volunteers, like all types of people that are on the squad that make it happen. But so that's our projects here at Nootrope. But then I've worked with Anchor Rock Club in different capacities, like as just support, like team support. I've done show coordinating here. Like if Greg has to be out, it hasn't happened in a while, but I've also helped them get the permit for making waves that happens on the beach. So I've used the skills and experience I've had now to expand Anchor Rock Club's presence. They've worked with a Philly producer, Dave P., who's known for doing Making Time in Philly at Fort Mifflin, and he does events like he's been doing this probably 20 years. And the first time last year, they did a party on the beach where from 2 to 10 was on the beach, and then they came here all night for the after party at Anchor Rock Club. So I was able to help Anchor Rock Club get the permits to facilitate the legal event on the beach for them to do that, you know, which is good. And I'm taking notes for our illegal event that we used to do on the beach, which is the beach rave. But yeah, I kind of just work as support here. I'm not like in any official capacity other than like a promoter, but Greg and I are working on some things that we tried for this year. Do concerts maybe on Tuesdays on the boardwalk for free to complement the other free summer programming here, but that might be an extra, I'm just trying to support and help Anchor Rock Club be the best for the longest. Mm-hmm.
It is an awesome space. I'm just not going to lie. I have seen some incredible shows here that I will absolutely never forget. Gosh, if I had to go down the list, I mean, one of my favorites is honestly Start Making Sense, Talking Heads cover band, but I've also seen Kurt Vile here. Okay. I've also seen, I'm trying to think, well, there's a couple others that'll come to mind, I'm sure, but those are some of my favorites. And so just definitely keep your eye out for different shows that are coming up. And I did actually take notes here, but we're going down the line here. Okay. So what inspires you in life? Like what is it in life that makes you want to do what you do?
I feel like, and this is you talking about the different bands you've seen here and your favorite acts, I've found over the last few years that the thing that inspires me or makes me feel the best about doing all, as complicated as some of this stuff can feel, seeing a musician especially or an artist completely like give themselves up to their craft and be able to focus completely on what they're putting out, like to be in the moment on stage performing and getting to see them do that and like make the connection with the audience. That's it. I'm like, that is the whole purpose, because it takes so much to get up there and do that. And like so many people, there's so many great talents, but then there's some people you're like, you've got this, like this needs to be shown and like come out, and so more people can experience it. And whether it's like, small little things that they need, or just making sure they feel comfortable, they have all the information that, those are the little details of what I do that makes people comfortable enough to get into that place where they can do that. So that's what I feel like inspires me, seeing people do that. My friends, especially when it's the bands that I work with, the bands that I see here at the club, like getting to witness that. It really fuels me.
Yeah. I absolutely get that. I love it. I mean, I get into a zone, it's like when there's somebody up there and they're doing their thing, you just get into a zone. And honestly, I'm sure it's the same thing when these artists get up and they're doing the murals. It's like they're there days and weeks, maybe even months on end. I don't know how long it takes to do these murals, but they're incredible murals. Like, that is an impressive number. What did you say, 100 and something?
Yeah, 105 murals in Atlantic City. Is the same per capita as Philadelphia. So Philly is a big city with lots of population, but we have the same number of murals per capita as Philly, because we're such a small city here.
Dang. Go Atlantic City Arts Foundation. You guys are killing it, really killing it.
It's pretty cool.
And I love in the arteriors. I've actually gone to many of those over the years, and it's an awesome, awesome thing. It's like each artist is there and they're expressing, there's a theme to each one, right?
Sometimes, not always as obviously, but a lot of times the nature of the building, the history of the building can inform the art. This past one, the past two actually, at the ministry was an obvious theme. It was a storefront ministry, and it's like, God is reaching out, and there was all this wacky iconography and like graphic design. Like, this is clear. How can you not utilize the theme? So it's a little optional for artists to follow it, but it's definitely something to be inspired by. And then the Taffy Factory. There was so much stuff there to work with that revolved around the candy theme that I feel like a lot of that ended up.
Yeah. And then the same thing with the night markets too, right? You usually get a theme going.
That is definitely themed with night markets. Yes, that is the one that's definite. So we, our first show here at Anchor Rock Club was our second show that was a night market. The first show was a version of Night Market that was a collab with the Arts Foundation. Again, another fundraiser for the Arts Foundation, and / beach rave. So we had done beach raves on the beach, needed a place to go inside. We came from the sand and the water, this primordial creatures, and crawled our way here to Anchor Rock Club to be indoors. Safe indoors because there's so much weather out there. We'd find ourselves struggling to host an event. So the first thing that was really fully fleshed out as ours was Night Market. The complement to the Full Moon Beach Rave was our New Moon Night Market and Dance Party. And we'd have 20 vendors up here. I mean, I say we would have it. We still do it. We just don't do it every month anymore.
Right. There
was 2 years where every month we would host a night market that not only had 20 vendors, but a completely built out themed scenic stage design and DJs and sometimes a band. But we did everything from Lab Leak to Jungle Jam, Gold Rush Rodeo, Area 51, Aloha Summer. I mean, we had 2 years of every month was a different theme, and it's hard to conceptualize how much we were putting into it in that time. When you're not working full time, you have a lot of time,
yes.
time to give to something like that. But it was really amazing. Now we've cut back a lot. Now this year we'll have 3 night markets. We've had one already. The next one will be August 21st, but still themed. The last one was the Monkey Temple.
I love this.
Upcoming will be the Rhinestone Saloon, and then to close out the year in November we'll do Aliens Pyramid Scheme. It's kind of the story from the jungle to the desert, the cowboy land, and then into the space as aliens. So, yeah, it was
little
fun.
trifecta.
Yeah, a three act this year. Mm-hmm. Aww.
This is too fun. And now, tell us a little bit about the history of this place, please.
Anchor Rock Club, and you're making me realize maybe I should be the one to really be the historian. I should learn a lot more. I know a little bit about this place, but there's so much in these walls that really from probably the 40s or 50s, this was a nightclub, maybe even before then, called the Chez Paris. And you can see this in people's eyes that used to come to Atlantic City in that time. I'll ask them, do you know Anchor Rock Club? Have you ever been to Anchor Rock Club? And maybe they haven't, but you're like, oh, it's the old Chez Paris. And they go, the Chez. We would, oh my God. And you see it's flashing back in their minds the fun they had at this place. They'd be up all night long because Anchor Rock Club still is grandfathered into a 24-hour liquor license.
Wow.
So back in the day, they really utilized that actually, and people would be here till 6 or 7 in the morning. They say we'd stay up all night, walk out, and the sun would be up. And then they'd go take a nap on the beach. Right. So there was time, maybe for a couple decades there was the Chez Paris nightclub, and then more recently, before Anchor Rock Club, it was called Deja Vu, another place that, the older crowd remembers the Chez, but then there's even a slightly younger crowd that's a Deja Vu crowd, which was another just bar club. I don't think there was a dance club.
Okay.
This truss came down. It looks very similar. You can find some old pictures, but this lighting truss was down. There was a lot of reflecting materials in here. It was basically a dance disco club.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I would have never thought that came down.
They have not tried to do that since for safety reasons, but
right.
But really, for decades, people have had good times in here. This has been an anchor. It's funny that that's the name they chose. I don't know if they realize, but the building itself has been an anchor for people to come together to experience dance, music, nightlife together for 40, 50, 60 years maybe.
Wow.
So I say the good times are baked into the walls here because they really are. And so hopefully that can continue for a long time, whether it's Anchor Rock Club or maybe 20 years from now it'll be something else. Yeah.
Oh man. That is, I love the historic stories, and I know I have a lot of memories here in Atlantic City. It's near and dear to my heart. This is actually My favorite venue in Atlantic City. It is very near and dear to my heart. So what else do I want to say? What do you love about Atlantic City? What's your favorite thing? Like, what's your truest love?
Other than Anchor Rock Club, because I feel like, you know, where would I be without Anchor Rock Club?
Yeah.
But it's the authenticity. People, like, if you're here and you're someone who enjoys it here, I think it's because you're authentic. It's like people here appreciate and can recognize realness. There's like a rawness here. A lot of the things that the world experiences are just shrunk down into this tiny 48 blocks of city, which is really a small town. There's only 38,000 people that live here.
Wow. That's
a small town. You know, Atlantic City has a huge reputation, but the amount of people that are here is actually like really, really few. So it takes a lot of effort to maintain a place, you know, creatively, culturally. So the amount of millions of visitors we have, it's a small contingent of people like yourself, like Anchor Rock Club, like that are making things happen and like really supporting and sustaining interesting, fun stuff happening here. So it takes like a authentic grit, you know?
Yes.
You have to really be okay with the winters are hard here, you know?
It's tough, desolate, quiet.
Winters are hard, summers are beautiful. But there's also this like beautiful synchronicity that tends to happen here. Like I'm thinking of someone or I mention them and they appear like within the next 3 minutes, or you know, I have so many examples of that. Even like a steel drum player that we were looking for one time for an event. I was like, man, where were we ever going to find a steel drum player? And we're walking down the boardwalk and there's a steel drum player like playing right. I'm like, this is crazy. But stuff like that happens all the time. It just feels like so magical here. And another one of the places where it feels really magical is Crystal Beach, where we do the beach rave. So that's down kind of, I live in the inlet now. But we'd be out there all night long, and in the morning, the sun would be coming up over the water, and dolphins are jumping. And you're like, is this a dream or is this real life? Like, how do I get to experience this? This is free, and I'm here, and it feels good. So that's kind of like all wrapped up in that, like, is my favorite part.
I love it. I love it so much. And then, what is your hope for the future of this town? And and maybe even yourself too. Why not?
I think really what will help Atlantic City is more people, and that's a lot to do with there's not many people here. So not only to make things happen, but like to support businesses year round, to like go out to shows. You know how hard it is sometimes when there's shows here, and you're like, there should be 3 times as many people here.
I know.
And you're like, where is everybody?
I know.
Like, you know, we really have to pull from the county in this market, you know, especially for a place like an independent music venue.
Come on, people, get here.
It's hard. There's not many people here in this city, and it takes folks that are adventurous and really willing to put themselves out there to reconnect with, you know, it's post-pandemic. Like, get out there and reconnect with the community, support local artists, like go see local music. Like everybody needs that. So my hope is that more people decide to really commit to that and even take the leap and move into Atlantic City. Because there's a lot of new development that's happening. Apartments, homes are being built. They're giving away a lot of the money right now for people to buy homes in Atlantic City through different programs. If you're an Atlantic County resident, they'll give you down payment assistance, like closing. There's a lot of tens of thousands of dollars of free money right now to buy a home in Atlantic City, because that's awesome. We need more population to really sustain. So that's my hope.
Wow. We had no idea about that. So, you know, pro tips over here, little inside scoop, if you will. And all of that you're doing just so much. I love how she's started off with juggling, and now she's juggling too, and still with the arts. You know what I mean? So we love that. And I got to tell you, she's an incredible juggler. In all aspects.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you.
We're so appreciative of what you do here for Atlantic City and for everyone that you come in contact with. Honestly, like, you just inspire us, and you make us want to be creative. You make us want to do more, and I'm just so happy to be here with you. So now, where can people find you? How can they follow you for updates? How can they be in touch with what you do for the Arts Foundation and what you do here?
Number of different spots.
Let it roll.
Yeah. So I am on social media as much as I am trying to figure out a way off of it, but I do
As we all
have
are.
a Facebook page, personal. I have an Instagram page. It's futuristic.positivity. I keep that up to date, especially when there's events coming up. Our Noatrope Instagram page or website, you can sign up for our email list. That's a nice non-social media way, or
Yes.
softer social media way to connect with Noatrope, noetrope.net, and then the AtlanticCityArtsFoundation.org. You can find them on social media. There's a lot. I don't manage the social media. That's why they put out a lot. There's a great, very talented person we work with to do that. So always being updated at Atlantic AC Public Arts on Instagram, Atlantic City Arts Foundation on Facebook. We have a website, and then of course anchorrockclub.com. I mean, that calendar is always filled out. There's always something interesting to see. You can look a month or two out into the schedule to find something that piques your interest and makes you want to come out and experience live local music.
Absolutely. And there is something for everybody.
Yes.
That is
Absolutely.
definitely. We've got New Wave Night coming up, my friends. You know I love some New
Yes.
Wave.
That makes sense. Yes.
Definitely. Dear Darkhead's coming up.
Oh yeah,
too.
do the Darkhead show coming up.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of great shows. I should have had the list right.
There's
Yeah.
so much. I think there was a Disco Biscuits after party on July 4th.
After party, yes. There's something. I know. There's a Sharp Pins show because I know a few local acts are on that. Gutter Drunk July 11th. Gutter Drunk is one of my all-time favorites. That's Atlantic City Punk.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic.
And they pack. I mean, it's so funny because they pack the house.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes touring acts, which it's hard to get the word out. Won't even see as many people as this local heavy
Local
hitter.
love. We've got some serious local love here. I also saw Sense Emotion here.
Yep. Oh yeah. They're awesome.
They are so fun. They're always so positive and like upbeat.
But
All
also-
right. Well, on that upbeat note, we will catch you all in the next episode. But man, thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for sharing what you do with this community. It means so much to all of us, and we look forward to seeing you out and about. So make sure you get out and about too in Atlantic City.
Yay. Thank you so much, Jenny. I'm so excited to see where you take the show.
Yeah, thank you. All right, bye everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.